Corner. I am Sarah. I hope everyone is coping and managing through this time as best they can. I myself am trying, but something popped out to me the other day about education. I talk with children, and I know a couple of children that are going to do the 11 plus, the common entrance, and some other children that are on the Google Classroom and everything, and it's a real big adjustment. It's a real change that's happened. So I was wondering if education is gonna go back to what it was before, or some sort of hybrid or some kind of situation would happen. So I was thinking, who could I get to talk to about such a topic? And then I thought, Akil Ifill of the Ifill School. And I said, yes, he is the correct and right person to do this interview with, this little conversation with. So I would like to welcome tonight Mr. Akil Ifill. Good night, Akil. How are you?
Hey, good night, man. I'm happy to be here. How's everybody doing?
We're good. Okay. Like I said, schools they're not at school anymore. They're on these platforms, these online platforms like Google Classroom and Zoom and all these different things. But I want to ask you a question. You are at the Ifill School, right? What really inspired, that's such a big, to own a school, to be the principal of a school, that's wonderful. But what really inspired you to open your own school?
Well, the truth is that, it wasn't something that I said I wanted to do as a life goal when I started out. My background was in graphic design, video, media, stuff like that. But my father and my mother, a lot of my family have been teachers. They've been teaching for, before I was around. So a lot of that influenced my decision into wanting to open a school. And I would have done lessons for quite some time with, great success. And we would have done camps. And the camps were academic camps, and they were very fruitful. We saw the improvement in students. And then I said, hey, why not open a school? And then there was a Nation newspaper article a reporter had done, on me wanting to open a school. This was before the school was opened, and I wanted to show what, we could do differently in the market. And so far the school has been, this is our second year. This is the end of our second year. We've done so many things, trend setting, innovating, and I try not to compare what we do with others. I just say, listen, this is what we have done, and I look at it from that perspective.
Okay. All right, you're giving me some insights now. Tell me a little bit about your school.
The school focuses tremendously on academic, social, physical, and emotional development. I've always said that school should be a place where students enjoy coming. And most of the time, people and parents look to select a private school. The first thing they look at is fees, and if the school placed in the top 10 in the 11 plus. And I've always said that is never a good indication of if a school is good enough, because if a child has been scoring 96 for most of their life, they will continue to score 96 because that's what they've been scoring the majority of the time. But at our school, we work a lot on the development of children. We've had children who had very low self-esteem, who've never represented their school in any of the activities. The boys, for example, have never played volleyball in their entire life. And last year, we, beat the defending champions in the primary school, boys volleyball, competition, that part of it, and that was a great moment for me because it was on my birthday, June 19th,
Wow.
So yeah, so we've been in Junior Monarch. We have done Morning Barbados, 98, 94. We've done radio, public speaking as part of the program. And then we focus a lot on individual work. And this year, this new academic year, we have some amazing things that will change the landscape of education in Barbados. Trust me when I say that, they're going to be revolutionary. And we continue to push the boundaries. We are the only private school to have done night sports. We like to do a lot of things, focus on academia, and it's primary and secondary. And we have fun at school. The children enjoy coming to the Ifill School.
So I guess for what is the approach that is kind of guiding the running of your school is you're trying to reach the children on a real holistic kind of level. It's not just the academia. It's you're reaching these children at all the different levels, the social and the emotional and what's not. So you're reaching children through a holistic point, right?
Yeah, it's okay. Let's look at it. You have a child. They go to school. If you just focus on academic delivery, then you're not looking at their social aspect. If a child just stays in a class and does work 24/7 because you think that that will make them better, you're not looking at their mental health. For example, when COVID-19 has reached a stage where we can, probably go back and open the schools, I've already told parents that the first thing I'm looking at is the mental health and social development and emotional development of the children. My focus is not on academia. And while some may not agree with that, it is because children would have been home. You've had children who have parents who work in essential services, who are doctors, some are nurses, some are lab technicians. You need to be mindful that children are still children. They're not, in some cases, able to grasp a lot of these concepts that you would like them to. And coming out of COVID, you need to give them a place where they can enjoy coming to school because they've not been around their friends, they've not been around their teachers consistently as they would. So you need to look at that before you try to get a child to do work. Because if a student enjoys coming to school, your job is a lot easier than if they don't want to be there.
That is true. That is very true. Okay, now all the schools are shut down. No schools are open. I said like the COVID-19 has changed everything. All the children are, from what I understand, from the children I've interacted with, are all on online platforms like Google Classroom, and some are on Zoom and different other little situations. How are because you said that right now you're not, well, when you go back in, you're not focusing heavily on the academics per se. You're focusing on getting to readjust and assimilate what has happened through the whole COVID-19 situation. But right now, how are your children actually, or are they doing like classes and school? How are they doing that, if they're doing that?
Right. So again, because of my background in IT, I've been working on an online portal for 2 years. So this isn't something that came ad hoc as a result of COVID. It was going to be released for September. All that happened was that COVID pushed it. So our online portal, I would have done tremendous amount of research on, video classes and different things. And I realized that it is better to prepare a class and package it to give it to students, because when the child, let's say they get on in the morning, they can't get on because of the internet connection, or, someone has another device, they're not able to access the class live, and then it's not really as individual as you would like it. With our portal, which is Ifill Online, www.ifillonline.com, the student is able to go over the work. There's a progress bar. You have different types of questions like multiple choice, true or false, matching. You can submit a Dropbox. There are different ways for you to interact with that same class, teacher, topic. From an administrative point of view, I can monitor if the students are behaving. Sometimes they may say silly things in chats. I can see it. It is much more comprehensive than G Suite. And that's a fact. That's not me just saying that. It is probably one of the best things out there. So the students...
That's Ifill on... What was that?
We called it that because we wanted to give a different perspective for the students to log into an online environment, but it is really meant to be complementary to what we do during the day. So for example, there are drills that you can do. If the child moves from class 2 to class 3, all of the work the class 3 teacher would have done on the online platform, it doesn't go to waste. And that is one of the things that I thought about long before we did it. And we had our students, because we have 4 terms, we were the first school to pretty much have our online platform ready. So when most of the schools said they were online, what they should have said was that they are using the internet. But when we said we are online, we are the only school to be online using our own platform built for the school. So it's different.
Wow, so you are almost like creating like a little hybrid situation. Okay. Wait, let me ask you this question. Now, this is Ifill school that you're talking about. Now, let's talk about the general populace now. Do you think, in your opinion, that teaching and learning will return to like pre-COVID, or will it be forced to have to go forward to something different? This is just not you, this is the rest.
Good question, though. It is a good question, and the answer is yes. If things don't change, then it means that you're not listening, and it is the type of conversation you need to have with the children. So, for example, what we did is that we asked the children what they wanted. So, for example, they got a DJ, a popular DJ on 98.1, the one, to, work on a radio promo or radio session, like 30 minutes. There are different things they have physical education. But when you're looking at things in terms of approaches to teaching, most of what we've been doing, our grandparents have been doing. For example, the classrooms have been the same classrooms that other parents have been in. The same classroom our children are in would be the same classrooms our parents and grandparents would have been in. And that is why he said that for us in September, we have drastic changes to our curriculum. And one of the things is that technology has always been a part of the classroom, but now you must change the classroom to fit the technology. So we will be looking at different methods. We already have them in place. And I'm trying not to really give away too much here. You're pulling it out of me.
But it's so exciting. I feel this. I'm really feeling this. This is like really. This is wonderful what you're doing here.
Trust me, I want you're the first person to hear of it. Maybe I have to say off camera, but what we are bringing, the students will be able to bring their devices to school, and while that may be something that may be normal at other private schools, the background that we have is vastly different to every other school on the island, and that is what makes us different. But to talk about other schools, I think if you're looking at it from the ministry's perspective or the government's perspective, they're going to have to integrate technology. For example, IT is not as popular as it was when I was going to school. Okay, it was in the top 5. It's not there anymore. EDPM, these subjects. So students don't look at these skills. You have students now looking to use iPads and tablets as their preferred choice of device. So you have to find teaching methods and strategies that work using the technology as a tool and not as a crutch. That's something I say all the time. You need to use it as a tool. So if you have a hammer, you can do the same thing with a rock, but the hammer is shaped to your hand to hit a specific point. It will do a better job than a rock. But there may be a more efficient way that you can get the nail in, like there are things called pin nailers. So you got to look at how can we use the tools that we have to make the students learn. And that is one of the things I say all the time. You spend a lot of time teaching in class, but you need to focus on if the child is actually learning. And that is where the conversation and dialogue needs to take place.
Yeah. Wow. I think personally, I was thinking, yes, how to incorporate more of the technology, because I find like even now watching children and seeing how things are, it's like, yes, children are interested to me in the technology, but then when they have to use it, they're not really as technological as you would think per se.
And that's a good observation. Yeah, that's a good observation.
Yeah, but they like it. They like the concept of it. So I think your approach of you creating it as like a tool, I think that's wow, that's wonderful. Well, Akil, man, this was real interesting, though. Thank you for talking with me tonight, man. I really enjoyed this. I really, really, really did. And yes, it did. Well, it flies when you're talking something exciting like this. I hope everyone out there got something from this and are enlightened, because this was a very, 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 very interesting conversation that we had here tonight. You can follow me on Tiny Counsellors Corner, and I hope to see you back here at Counsellors Corner. Good night, everybody.